Go.
Hey guys, it is October.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
So we have made it over the peak of the season, most definitely. I think last week and the week before were our biggest harvests of tomatoes. Cucumbers, this is probably the last week of cucumbers. Yeah, but everything else is still growing. It might not be all the different heirlooms from here on, or all the different peppers from here on, but everything's producing, and at least through October, we're gonna have everything except the cucumbers. Ooh, got a stitch in my side. So yeah, first week of October shares. It's an A week, obviously. I'm gonna say this every week, just so nobody forgets. You just got billed on the 30th of September for December shares. You will not get a bill at the end of October because there are no January shares. 44 weeks, that's 11 months spread over the year. So that means we take January and the holidays off. The other thing is, October is 4 weeks of shares, but kind of 5 weeks of Thursdays. And that means the first 4 weeks are going to be shares, but I'm taking off the last week of October. That means, I believe, the 30th, because I think Halloween's on a Friday.
Yes.
So remember that we are skipping shares the last week of October, the week of Halloween, and then we start our fall shares for November and December, that first week of November. The other thing I'll just keep going over every week here is that starting in 2 weeks, we have no more markets, except once a month, and I'll get to that. So that means after next weekend, after the Indigenous Persons holiday weekend, we will be delivering 2 houses in Huntley. Except, no, forget it. We're not even going to have you pick up at the markets over the winter. It's too much of a headache. So from the middle of this month through the end of May, when there are shares, Huntley people, I will be bringing them to your house. I know there are people who are looking for invoices and to be signed up to start in November. I'm getting to that. These last few weeks have been so busy, and we're still finishing up the busyness, which brings me to the next thing. Sunflower field is still open. It is not as glorious as it was the first week, but it still looks awesome. New sunflowers are flowering, old ones have dropped their petals, and you have nice heads out there. It's great. We will have it open through this weekend. Not tonight, Thursday, because we have homecoming parade and powder puff and guys cheer all afternoon and evening. I will have it open Friday night. It'll probably close at 6:30 because I got to get to the football game because I've got marching band children and cheerleading children. Saturday, there's the market in Huntley. The boys will be there. Orrin and Ollie will be running that. And I will be back here because I have some other commitments with Marcy. I'll be back here to open the field up at 3. Yeah, that's as early as I can get back here, at 3. And it'll be open until, I don't even care if it's after dark and you want to come through. I'll be sitting here giving a knock. But I expected everybody to, not be coming through after dark. Sunday is the Boone County Farm Stroll. I think there's a dozen farms. I think we talked about this last week in Boone County. Alpaca, sheep, vegetable, dairy, herb. I'm missing something. But a bunch of farms that are opening up to let you see what they do. Small, family-owned farms. We will be open as well. It's noon to 5 or 6.
So. I don't know.
We're going to do, hopefully, wagon tours around the field and in by the prairie for anybody stopping by for Farm Stroll. We will also have our sunflower field open, as well as the pig cuddles on Sunday for 5 and 3, respectively. And then on Monday, as long as it's clear, as long as it's not raining, we are going to have the sunflower field open. It'll be open probably I'm going to say starting at 4 like we've been doing during the week, but we will keep it open, weather permitting, into the evening because it's going to be a full moon. If you want to explore the sunflower field during the full moon, that's great. I have some people that are very interested in that, and that's totally cool. So we'll have it open. Remember how the full moon works. The sun goes down around 6:30, which means the moon is coming up around 6:30, which means we won't have it high in the sky until later, but it's going to be full. And if you're here when the moon rises, it's the harvest moon, and if everything's good and clear,
my God,
it's going to be enormous on the eastern horizon
and orange
beautiful.
and oh wow.
So that's through this week. The only other thing is next weekend is the last Huntley Market, Indigenous Peoples Weekend. So we will be at that market. The Indigenous Peoples has nothing to do with it. It's just a place marker. We'll be at the market, but that will be the last outdoor Huntley Market. However, the second Saturday of every month from November through April.
May. Oh, sorry.
April.
I'm wrong.
There will be a Huntley Market. It will be indoors. November and December, it's in the American Legion. We will be out front. January, we won't be there, but it will be at the Village Hall east of town. And I think you need to pause it. We have a visitor.
Okay, you're going.
All right, guys. Sorry for the interruption. Had some local folks stop over to say hi. So we're going to go with the share. I think I covered everything. If not, I'll cover it next week. Hopefully we'll see you guys, blah, blah, blah. All right, so shares. Like I said, we're seeing some peaks here, some tapering off. We've got squash this week. I got a zucchini and a couple patty pans. As you can see, that has not slowed down. Let's see, cucumber, like I said, probably the last week of cucumbers. Then we move on to peppers here. So big yellow pepper and red pepper, green pepper, all of our wonderful sweet Carmen peppers. They are just going crazy right now. Then we'll do the chilies. We've got some, a nice big...
Hatch.
Yes, hatch pepper, poblano, and a few jalapenos like usual. We've got your tomatillos. Remember the recipe I gave you guys last week. You've got jalapenos, you got tomatillos. Really all you need is a little bit of garlic for a green salsa. Little eggplants, end of the year eggplants, but enough to put in a stew or something. It's what's growing. They're not going to get any bigger. And then on to the tomatoes, because we've still got them coming. You got an Oma orange. You've got a mortgage lifter. You've got Cherokee purple. Again, these are a little smaller at this point in the year. You got a few reds. We've got our marmalade skies. And then the green zebras. Remember, these are ripe. Eat them. And then finally this week, we've got our kale. Like I said, kale every week. What are we looking at in the upcoming weeks? Everything that was in here probably... with a little bit less variation in the tomatoes, plus we're going to have some chard starting up in the shares probably in a couple weeks, and finish off October strong with all this stuff, as long as we don't get some weird frost out of nowhere, which, I mean...
We won't.
It's the future. That's not happening anymore. And then, like I said, remember, we take off the end of October and we start right in the first week of November, 8 weeks of storage crops, and then the greens that we can harvest. And a note on that. So the greens in November will be chard and kale in particular. In December, I have lettuce crop that I've seeded. I'm hoping that it works out. Because as we lose light, we lose growth. So this is a new thing. I'm taking some of these seedlings and going to put them under the lights in the basement where I do seed starts. And I am hoping that we get head lettuce for December from inside under the lights. Otherwise, we're fine. I mean, we've got winter squash like crazy, and we're going to be good. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Anyway, we've got the sunflower field open for a few more days here, hopefully. Come out, You got the farm stroll on Sunday. If you want more, you got Edward's Apple Orchard, which is 5 miles down the road here with all the wonderful apples. And that's it. I'll see everybody later. Time for deliveries.